Mizuno blending options, MP20, sorry, MP20.
Yeah.
MP20 MMC.
MMC. And HMB.
In the MP20. So we're going to do a blending video. Anyone thinking of these irons, which combination should you get? Because in theory you could blend for launches and distance between these from different lofts. So let's test what we get across the board. Dan's going to do the hitting.
Yep.
Interested to see how the numbers come out. Let's get stuck in. So we're going to start with the blade, the MP20 straight. If you want full reviews on this club, check the channel. They're on there already for what these clubs can do for you. Dan's just going to keep hitting. We want kind of 3 to 4, what you would class as gameable, truest shots. And then we'll show you the numbers and see how blendy they are. So for instance, in my set, I've got 2 6-irons. I can't blend with how aggressively I want to blend. I have to have 2 of the same number because of the lofts. Let's see how these get on.
So that's 3 good ones there.
Happy with that? So that's an 8-iron.
That's the 8-iron.
And Dan is averaging the 149 carry 8. And he's spinning it at 7.7. Yeah. So you are now going to move up to...
So we're now going to put the MMC 8-iron in.
So if you put them down by each other, just out of argument's sake, how are we looking for those two for blend on appearance?
MMC over here, and then
the front,
the muscle back there. So definitely feeling that the MMC is thicker on the top line, which is quite noticeable, and it's quite long in its length, the blade length, compared to what I'm getting out of this one. So this is really squat and very thin on top.
So choosing 8 on those 2 out of looks, which one would you go for?
Blade all day.
You'd go for the blade.
Yeah.
Feel?
Yeah, little cleaner than probably the others that I got from the blade, but still nice.
Do you notice a difference in sound or not? Obviously the 8-iron I didn't think I did in the original review of these.
No, I'm not feeling it now.
So for feel, we're blindfolded you would think these are the same clubs.
Same club. Absolutely.
And that's obviously important when it comes to a blended option.
That's a bit more like it, that one.
Do we need to delete one? One more?
One more. Let's go one more. Just see.
And then we've got an option.
Little hot.
154 from 149.
Yeah.
Same peak heights, spin just dropping off, but that's not fair because the last one was Duffy. So the spin's within 300 revs if you take those 3 strikes.
That was, out of all of those were the best strikes out of all of those. That one there, that last one was just a little bit heavy, which is what you would expect to see that drop off.
And then launch is actually 1 degree higher on the MP rather than the MMC. Very close, absolutely blending really, aren't they?
Yeah. Maybe
a fraction further MMC.
Yeah, I'm seeing definitely a little bit more gain out of the MMC than I am the muscle back, should we say. And you can see it at the ball speed. You know, 115 ball speed on an average with the MMC compared to 112, so just a couple of extra mile an hour off the face.
So then when it comes to blending,
it's starting.
Well, you wouldn't blend an 8-iron.
No.
Because you're going to jump.
Yeah.
But remember, when you get to like a 4-iron, you'll...
How's this going to work?
Exactly. When you start getting to your optimum lofts, that's when you need to put your hand up and tell the teacher that you want a bit more help.
Yes. HMB.
Okay, so let's put all 3 down next to each other now for appearance-wise. Now we're fully aware that you wouldn't probably be blending at 8-iron, but it's still possible. You could go wedge at 9 and then 8, 7, 6 and then up in your longer irons if you've got them in those. But we're going to go through all the lofts so you can see where the change really jumps or not. So we do see a jump now, don't we? In looks.
Ish, you know. I'm like, you could probably see it differently there, but this is slightly now. This is the HMC here, and then we've got the MMC and then the blade. This is slightly thicker on the top now.
Yeah.
But it's not as extreme. The difference between the extremes of these two is quite small.
Right.
Compared to these two, in my eye. So this is a big jump, and these two, it's tiny.
Okay, interesting.
Really, really small, that.
Yeah, let's see what the numbers come out like. three pretty decent hits.
Yeah, 3 decent hits there, definitely. Yeah.
So what are you seeing?
So we're seeing, if we say the difference in yardage to start us off with, we're seeing 152 compared to 149 in the Blade, and then 156 in the MMC.
Yeah.
So slight. No, I wasn't expecting this, to be honest. I was expecting to see maybe a little bit of progression in the fact that the Blade would go 150, the MMC might go 155 or 154, and then we might see a 160 out of this.
Look at
this
the
one
peak
here.
heights.
The same.
35, 35, 35. Look at the spins.
Yeah, but again,
There's nothing in it.
It's tiny, isn't it?
7.5, 7.4, 50, and then 7.7.
Yeah.
And then look at the launches. 21.7 Blade, 20.3. Give it a little point there, Dan.
So 20.3 there.
Yeah, on the MMC.
And then 21.5 in the HMB. To me,
They're the same club, are they not?
they're the same. They're the same club, I think, from what we're getting from the numbers. But
So a blend for the 8 iron would be on looks, wouldn't it? If you started blending
Yeah.
at 8s, I reckon you'd be doing it because you want a certain look.
Correct, yeah.
Should we jump up to the 6 irons?
Yeah.
So we're going to start with the Blade, but let's just look at all 3 6 irons to kick us off. What are we seeing on blends of shapes?
So we've got the Muscleback, the Blade here. So again, very thin top line, nice and round, quite squat in the face.
Yeah.
Then I'll be honest, the blade length between the MMC and the Blade is really quite small.
Okay.
There's no real big difference there from my eyes looking down. The thicker, slightly thicker top line in the MMC, and then we go to the HMB, and that's now really quite thick on top compared to these two. It's not thick in comparison to other products, but certainly compared to these two. And you remember I said in the 8 irons that the jump between the Blade and the MMC.
Look at the soles of the 3 as well. Yeah.
Yeah, soles certainly we're going thicker all the way across.
Yeah. Go on. You were saying the jump from.
The jump. I felt that the jump in the 8 irons was quite severe between these two.
Yeah.
The 8 iron in the Blade and the MMC. But now I'm seeing the jump being bigger here.
Yeah.
In the looks.
Yeah, and really, and that's where it should be, isn't it? Because we're now really trying to get it up and
help
change
as much as we can.
What's going to be delivered in
Yeah.
theory. Let's look at the numbers across the 3. HMB now.
Yeah.
We do see a jump in shape, but we would expect to.
It's not as extreme as I'm kind of thinking. You know, that top line. It's all right.
3 decent ones.
Yeah, definitely a different sound in here now.
With that one.
Yeah, like it's not something I would be concerned about, but it just acoustic wise, it's definitely slightly different. You can sense that there's a little bit of hollowness going on in there. MB, the MB 6 iron down the bottom here, so 6.3 spin.
Yeah.
173 carry on an average.
Getting up to 178 on a good.
178 on a good one.
Take that 168 out just for argument's sake. No. 168.
Yeah.
That makes you to 175 on that one.
Yeah.
Obviously, you could ask the question, if you're taking shots out, is it because of the Blade going to the more help? I mean, I don't think it is, because I think it's data capture sets.
Of course it is,
as in, you got to remember he's hitting shots, 3 different clubs, 3 different numbers. I mean, there's fatigue's going to take a part if you just whack. And
I mean, that 168 was just a fraction thin.
Yeah.
It's fractionally clean.
So I would be happier if I was looking at your numbers to say these are the numbers I would want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know this number, but I don't want to know that number unless you hit the same shot with the other club. Because I know you're going to hit enough good ones. So I'm going to say 175.62 spin.
Yeah.
34.
Yeah.
34 peak height in the MMC. 178.
178.
Carry. 182 topping.
Topping at 182, so an extra 4 yards out of that compared to the Blade.
So a bit of potential.
Yeah.
Launching the same.
16.4, 16.7, so pretty much the same from that.
Spinning a fraction less, possibly.
again, it's only what, 300 revs, 200 revs.
So hard to read that in on that date. You would have to hit so many for that to show repeatedly, but you could say that is. But then look, we do jump to 17 launch in the HMB from 16. We go up a degree,
which is good,
and we go up in peak height. 36 from 34s on those two. But then the resulting distance is not far off the same, maybe a fraction of potential for extra distance. But what I like there is surely that is blending.
100%. And if you really wanted to get into the nitty gritty of that, why not make that, if that was a slight concern, if I was blending here, if that's a slight concern, I'd just weaken off that 6 iron.
With a little bit of loft.
With a bit of loft.
Yeah.
Just take a little bit of loft off that.
Or go the other way and strengthen that kit up.
If you strengthen it, you're going to start adding, and this is me now looking in the detail of it. If I strengthen the loft of it, I'm only going to make it. I'm going to add more offset. So I'd rather
tiny amounts though on a degree. But I agree with you. You'd go the other way.
I would want to go the other way just to deal with my situation.
And that's a very good blend from Mizuno. Yeah, I think they've done that pretty cleverly.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
4 irons it is. 4 irons. What are we seeing?
So definitely now I'm seeing that this head, so this is the blade.
Yeah.
This is looking very, very small in its.
It's quite aggressive, isn't it?
It's quite aggressive now. I like it though. I love the look of it. Absolutely love the look of that. Very, very thin top line, very little offset. Then the MMC, we're seeing maybe just a fraction longer in blade length. I can see slightly thicker top line, but again, it's marginal. It's tiny.
Yeah.
And then we move into the HMB, and this is now starting to again look. It actually, to me, the actual profile of the head looks slightly smaller compared to, let's say, the MMC. It's starting, the profile of it starting to look more like the blade.
Yeah.
But the top line is a lot thicker.
Yeah.
So there's a kind of a blend of both going on in there, which I kind of like.
Yeah, yeah. Look at the soles. Compare the soles up, put them in line for me just there. You can really start to see.
Blade.
Nice and tight together, look.
Yeah, blade down here.
Look at this. I mean, out in the toe as well. It's like properly trying to help you, isn't it?
Yeah, that 4 iron blade is.
So last one, HMB.
Yeah. I love the feel of that.
Blend of feel of those 3 in the 4 irons? Like sounds feel?
Yeah, it's definitely, I've got to say, I love the feel of the blade.
Okay.
Like, it just feels, I've hit 3 good shots with the blade, to be fair.
Yeah.
And they all felt and sounded lovely to my eye, or my hearing.
Yeah.
But when I moved into the, they're all as good as, they're all sounding pretty similar, which I really like that, because it allows me to blend in not just the yardages and the looks and things like that, but it comes down, for me, it's hearing and then the feel of it as well. So they all sound good. Right,
4 irons.
4 irons, so the blade at the bottom here. So 190 carry on an average, 31 yards high on average, and spinning it around 5,000 revs, launching at 13.7. If we go up to the MMC, look, the launch is a bit lower.
1 degree less is
1 degree less. Spinning 300 revs, yeah, and a little bit lower in the flight.
Yeah.
And then carry 196 in the carry on an average.
So you could blend that 4 iron if you were someone like me who drops off in a 4 iron a bit.
Yeah.
You could absolutely blend that, couldn't you?
I would. This is where in my sets now the 4 iron starts to close in on the 5 iron.
Yeah.
So you see that 187 there.
Yeah.
With that blade.
Yeah.
That's where my 5 iron can go.
Yes.
It can go. It can average around 185, and I can press it up to 1887 really, but.
So you might think I'll have a slightly, like a half a club stronger 4 iron if I gain one, just to counteract my ability to mishit it a bit and drop back, which is, I like that. And then when we go up to the HMB.
So
the launch has jumped up, hasn't it?
Yeah, but I love this, because obviously one of the things, when I'm on a tee, if I'm playing a par 3, this is the most important thing for me when I'm choosing a 4-iron, is how I look down at that club on a par 3. Now, I also like the fact that I want to be able to flight it higher. And this is one thing that I struggle with, is flighting those 4-irons a bit low.
Yeah, 31 and 30, and then jumping up to 34.
4 yards.
3 and 4 yards with that one, which is basically what that sole and everything's trying to do.
Trying to help.
So then it must be bombing in distance or not?
No, 196, so it's coming out the same as what I'm getting in the MMC. However, there is one jump up there at 204, but I really felt like I hit that well.
And but look, the spin's dropped down to 4, 5, but it's gone up in the air, 36. Yeah. So you absolutely could blend all 3. I think the more common blend would be blending through one combo, unless you're a bit like me and you're not afraid to go aggressive. So if you had to blend them, how would you blend them?
I would go to probably 6-iron in the blade.
Okay.
Pitching wedge, because I love the pitching wedge. I go pitching wedge right up to 6-iron.
Yeah.
And then I'd put the 5 and the 4-iron in this one here.
So you would miss out in the HMB. You would miss out MMC. It's too close.
Yeah, because they are too close, and they're not getting. I'm not seeing progressive in heights.
Yeah.
With the MMC's flighting a very similar height to what I'm getting out of the blade, so I don't see a point.
Yeah.
In going into that club, even though it might be fractionally easier to hit, it's not giving me the launches and everything that I want to get from it. Whereas this club is. That's how I would blend that.
So for me, I would go MP, watching your test there and what I've tried from outside as well, and I would do more testing to find the exact cut-off, but just watching your numbers there, which are often very similar to mine, just, we know our differences as such. Yeah. I would go pitching wedge to 6-iron MP20, and then I would go MP20 HMB in a 5-iron. And not the 4, because that then would run into my rinky dinks. Yeah, but if I didn't use a hybrid, I would definitely, so I would do the same as you.
Yeah.
I just think the looks blend is fine. The sound blend is good.
Yeah.
I think you'll struggle to find, there's matching as good, but I think you'll struggle to find any company beating that for quality of blend.
Yeah.
I think you'll find a few that match it, but I don't think you'll find one that beats that. Personally, but I think old Volsh and his team have done a pretty good job there, don't you?
Yeah, I agree. I'm surprised you said wedge though. You see, I think now that you've kind of moved, I would see you in more of a specialist wedge.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I would play with that to make a real decision, and we'll do the review on the wedges is coming if it's not already come out.
Yeah.
But I've let's say, to be completely safe, 9 to 6.
Yeah.
Wedge, yeah, I agree. I would jump in and out, but again, I did like the shape of this wedge.
Yeah.
As well. But I think that's a really good blend.
And you wouldn't need to go, you would actually go with a 5-iron and not 2 6-irons now?
No, because they're much closer.
So close.
The reason I have 2 6-irons is I have a 6-iron that's stronger than this is doing in its lofts and aggression.
Yeah.
So I actually take a slightly more aggressive jump. So if I was going to go 2 6-irons in this set, which would still be an option, I'd probably have to be going into the JPX range.
Yeah.
Crank lofts, I'd go cast and then double up the 6-iron to make one a 5 if I wanted that. Yeah. But like I said, I think that's just a really good blend. Post comments down below. Is it something you're thinking about for your next fit? Does your fitter allow you to think about blending? Because obviously some places just have a load of 6-irons and you can't do this test. Come on, companies, manufacturers. You want everyone to get fit? Agreed. You want people to test a bit more outside? Agreed. Give the people selling the clubs, give the shops, give the people the clubs to allow them to get outside and try these properly, rather than we're all lost inside on launch monitors a bit too much. Post comments down below. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Good hitting as always.
Thank you.